Hi y'all, this is Larry at Deep South, Texas, and today we're going to make pumpkin cheesecake just in time for the holidays. I've got my Cherokee tan pumpkins ready. I'm going to cut these and bake them and puree them for the cheesecake, and I've already have the cream cheese made. Well, let's get started. Well, I've cut the pumpkin in half and taken the seeds out, and I have the oven preheated to 350 degrees. We're going to put them in the oven for about an hour. And here's what they look like before I put them in the oven. The pumpkins were in the oven for an hour and they're done. I'm going to let them cool off a little bit. Then I'm going to scoop them out and puree them in a food processor. I need 15 ounces. Now, if you don't have your own pumpkins, you can just use a 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree. So I have the pumpkin scooped out into the food processor. Now let's puree it up. Well, that's looking pretty good. And here is my pumpkin puree. Now I only need 15 ounces of this, but my wife wanted some extra to make some pumpkin cookies with, so I actually baked up five pumpkins, and I think 2 would have been plenty for what I needed. Well, let's get the crust started for this cheesecake. I have graham crackers. I have 1 package and then a couple more if I need them. I'm looking for 1.5 cups of crushed graham crackers. So I have the 1 package of graham crackers in the food processor, and that was, I think, 8 whole graham crackers. Well, those look like they're crushed up pretty well. Not quite sure how many I have. Let's see how much this amounts to here. Yep, I think I'm going to need those other 2 graham crackers. So, okay, to these crushed graham crackers, we're going to add 8 tablespoons of melted butter. And that's 1 stick, 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, and 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And then we're going to mix that up. I have a 10-inch springform pan here that I have buttered. And we're going to place this mixture in the pan. And spread it out as evenly as we can on the bottom. We'll have to get our hands in there and get that pressed down tight. So we have that graham cracker crust all pressed down. Now this is going into the oven that has been preheated to 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and it will go in the oven for about 10 minutes. Now let's get started on the filling. We have 24 ounces of cream cheese. This is homemade cream cheese, and I'll put a link to that video, but you know, you can use purchased cream cheese just fine. So 24 ounces of cream cheese. We have 1 cup of sugar and 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. And we're just going to mix that, combine that together. Now we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla, a 1/4 cup of sour cream, our pumpkin, so we have 15 ounces of pumpkin puree that we made earlier in the video. Get that all in there. We have 1 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. We have a 1/2 teaspoon of clove and a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger. And 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. And now we mix that up. Well, that's mixed together pretty well, and now we're going to add 3 eggs from our backyard chickens. Add them 1 at a time and get them mixed in. Our eggs have been mixed in well, and the crust is out of the oven, so it's time to pour this filling into the crust. All right, this is looking good already. Probably it's going to be a nice alternative to pumpkin pie for the holidays, I think. We have the filling all in there, and now it's time to spread it out just as evenly as we can. Now I've lowered the temperature on the oven to 300 degrees. And this will be going in the oven. And let's see, I got to look and see how long it cooks. Oh, we're going to cook it for maybe an hour and a half. We'll check it though. Well, that's about as even as I can spread it. So into the oven it goes. So our cheesecake is out of the oven. Now I let this cook for an hour and a half in the oven. Then I turned the oven off and just left the cheesecake in the oven for another hour. But it's out now. We got a few small cracks here on the top. We're trying to avoid that, but that'll be okay. Now I'm going to let this cool down a little bit more on the counter. Then I'll be putting it into the refrigerator overnight. And tomorrow we will be having cheesecake for dessert. So our pumpkin cheesecake has been in the refrigerator overnight, and now it's time to take it out of the pan. So first thing we're going to do is just cut around the edge with a knife. And now we're going to release the clamp and hope for the best. Well, that came off pretty well. All right, let's decorate this up and try some. So I just got some of this Ready Whip. Not much of a decorator, I know. All right. Well, it kind of looks like pumpkin pie. I'm going to cut a pumpkin pie slice. That might be too much, but we're going to give it a try. All right. And there it is. Looks mighty tasty. Well, it doesn't look too bad. Let's give it the taste test. It looks a lot like pumpkin pie. Let's see how it tastes. A pumpkin flavored cheesecake. It is good. Be a nice addition to the holiday desserts. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.